My name is Larry Hatch, and I'm the president of AMRS, which is Arizona Model Railroading Association, and the Arizona Garden Railway Society. You're at Adobe Mountain Railroad Park in Phoenix, Arizona, on one of the county parks where we have our layout, which is approximately 153 feet wide and about 200 feet long. We've been working on this layout for 3 years. We have a 20-year projection on the layout to complete it. About 30-some G-scalers work on this layout every Saturday morning. As you can see, everything we have out here is custom built, scratch built from whatever we can get our hands on, and it's all done with private donations from our club members and sponsored through swap meets that we run out here. The Arizona Model Railroading Society is comprised of 3 different groups of people, 3 divisions. It's the HO, the N, and the G-scale divisions. We've built a new building in the last 2 years, which is 30 feet wide and 100 feet long. Along with that, we have a 60 by 100 foot canopy to run our swap meets under to make money twice a year out here. We have about 125 members in all 3 scales, and we all participate in each one of the scales. AGRS and AMRS are going to be sponsors at the 2008 convention. We'll be have our layout open for the convention, plus we're going to have the banquet, the barbecue banquet, here at the club for about 600 some people. I believe it's on a Thursday night. And we'll have train rides from our cohorts across the way, which is Maricopa Live Steam, which has over 9 miles worth of 12-inch gauge track to run on. So we're not only just going to have the barbecue, but we'll have lots of other functions going on at the same time on the 2008 convention.
Hello, I'm Rodney Benner. This is my wife,
Janet Benner.
and this is the Red Rock Railroad. All the landscaping and the plants, everything were done by Janet, and all the train maintenance and most of the trains are done by me. We have approximately 1,000 feet of track on our railroad. We're trying to model the 50s to early 60s, but we kind of run whatever we want to feel like running.
It's for fun.
It's for fun, that's right. What did you want to add?
The biggest challenge, I think, with plants is in Phoenix here is finding plants that can tolerate the heat and the cold, because there is no heat zone, you know. It's only the cold zone. So I found about 5 plants that work really well, and you can tell they're repeated throughout the whole layout, so it's a bit of color.
We started the layout in 1998, and we add a little something to it every year. During the summer, we actually sit in the swimming pool and run the trains around and watch the trains as we're swimming. And we're just a bunch of big kids. We're in Arizona Big Train Operators, which is a club here in Arizona. It's actually one of the larger train clubs. Yes, we'll be open for the convention, for the 2008 National Convention. And we also participate in Dan's open house tours every year, either helping Dan at his layout or opening our layout.
Also Christmas time, where we have quite a few members in our club that are open to the public, so it makes it kind of fun. And
yes, we do. We're I think we're the only ones in Arizona that have a prism on their train layout. And we have a working truck shop with a guy who arc welds, and a ice house with the big blocks of ice that they're loading into the trailer. And what else do we have that's unique?
Edit.
Airport. We have an airport. A lot of train layouts don't have airports, but we do.
It's a rural one. But
A rural airport,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We usually name things after family members, you know, or like over there's the town of Levine, because that's where my dad
That's
lives.
where her father lives.
Yeah, and this is Boykin Hill for the cabins, because my grandmother, you know, when I was growing up, used to rent cabins, and so everything kind of has a little meaning, but we're not too technical.
We just have fun.
Yeah.
Yes, most of the structures are Pola or Pico kits. Some are jig stones, which me and Janet built, and some are made from redwood from garden texture plans.
Or
which
some
are
you
built
just do
from
yourself,
scratch.
like the firehouse.
Yeah, or some I just come up with ideas in my head. But to be honest with you, yeah, I think the modeling part is the most fun to me. I think once the layout's completely done, I'll be bored with it. Then I'll probably have to start over. But that's just how I am.
Yeah, we didn't plan the railroad either. We just laid down some track over here, and you know, I like it, I don't like it, you know, and change it, or you know, do stuff like that. So
The roadbed consists of quarter minus granite. In some areas, we mix Portland cement with it to keep it from washing away. And the Portland cement idea has pros and cons. It doesn't wash away, but then it doesn't move either. And a lot of the times it'll break the plastic ties, especially in corners if you have sharp corners, because the sun here in Arizona will make the track move out about a ½ inch in the corners. And if it can't move, it finds some way to move, and it'll usually break the ties instead. So.
well, you found that if it's thicker too, it seems to do better, because some of the areas are thinner and then it just crumbles and disintegrates. So, but it's great on that back section because of the dogs. They can walk on it, you can walk on it. It's indestructible. So,
And also near the pool, because like when we do cannonballs off the pool, it doesn't wipe the track.
don't want to wash that ballast away.
Hi, I'm Brian Castle. This is Poppy. Say hi. You say hi? No? Can be okay. We're sitting here in front of the Snort Baron Widget Railroad. Those are the nicknames of my 3 kids. Snort Baron Widget. I started the railroad in 2002 on a blank hillside. The superintendent, i.e. my wife, ceded me that area and that area only, and with very clear demarcation of boundaries. We laid the track sort of freestyle and haphazard, and have had to make many changes since then. I probably have made every mistake that there is to make, and I'm sure there are more out there, but I got to tell you, it's been a great learning experience. The Snort Baron Widget Railroad is a just barely making it railroad. It services Colorado, Arizona, and Middle Earth. It tries to hang on between many warring factions. There's Gimli's League of Fellowship, and then there's Fezziwig's Dickinsonian League of Cutthroats and Characters, and of course the big city politicians, all vying for the same custom and trade and all of the intrigue that goes along. There are basically two loops, an inner and outer loop. It starts in the garage, which we've euphemistically called the big city. That's the staging area. It's where the trains are put away when we're not running. From the big city, you come north and go through the Gap of Rohan, which is a Y, and you can either continue north or go south at the Gap. Running on the main line, you go through the town of Hobbiton, and then to the town of Bywater, through Oliphant Canyon, up and over Jeff's Run. Jeff's Run is a water feature put in by Fisher Waterworks. It's named after my brother-in-law, who at age 39 got off his boat in Lake Erie, had a stroke and died. So Jeff's Run is his memorial, and it's the water feature. Dan Hogue from Eagle Wing built me a couple of bridges across it, and also some of the other track work to get into the garage. Anyway, the inner loop runs through the town of Hobbiton, and then there's the Phoenix cutoff through the nascent town of Phoenix, really small at this point. And you can run two trains. It's double cab controlled with a block system and track power. We have a lot of fun with it. It's also designed, you can run consists or you can switch and operate. I belong to the Arizona Big Train Operators, and we'll be here next month, and we're actually going to be running some scenarios, moving some consists out of Big City into Fezziwig's yard and a few other places. So if you like to run trains, we can do that. If you like to operate, we can do that. For me, it keeps my sanity. I work in healthcare. I'm a physician and a medical director, and coming here, I can at least have some control over what's going on. In any event, welcome to my railroad, and have a good day. Bye-bye now.
I'm Paul Bartholomew, and my railroad is the Phoenix, Albuquerque, and Barstow. I got started on the railroad itself about 3 years ago, roughly, and I had always wanted to do it, but I'd never had a backyard big enough to really, put in what I wanted, at least for a starter. So I definitely had help building it. Empire Builders was the company. Rick, the railroad guy, built the railroad, and the main attractions other than the railroad itself are the bridges, which were built by Eagle Wing's Ironcraft. The train shed was built by Rick's railroad guy also. And that was done about a year ago, and it's meant basically to house the trains from the weather. And I decided to build a sort of a diorama into it as a background. The switches and the electrical power is all set up for a wheelchair, with wheelchair provisions, so that I can operate them, all of them, without help. The main power to the track is either a constant DC to drive trains without receivers, or it's radio control power. So I can operate both loops with the remote controls. Yes, there's about 600 feet of track. Each loop is about 250 with the sidings, and then there's the connections between the two loops to make a single long loop. This is my third open house, and the first one, not very many people could find what the road that led in here, and lately it's become more urbanized and people can find me. Last year I had about 25 or 30 people, and I enjoy being open for the open house and sharing the layout with enthusiasts and people that just would like to learn about garden railroading.